It's quick reaction time, and we're going to start with the Cowboys losing at home for the third straight time, this time to the Ravens 28-25. I don't know how you see this, but to me that score is bogus. Wasn't close. Ravens just took their foot off the gas. Lamar was amazing, but Henry helped big time as well. 151, 2 TDs. Very predictable. As a team, they rushed for 274, which I believe is more than the Cowboys have rushed for all season. Who could have seen that issue? Your reaction to the Cowboys' loss?
I mean, the crazy thing is it wasn't even like a heart-wrenching loss, you know? It was like after the first or second drive of the game, you could just tell they didn't have it. You know, they weren't
What
is going on here? This is not happening right now, you know? You can't win without a run game, and you can't win if you can't stop the run game. And they can't do fucking either of those things. Yeah. And it's not even infuriating because it was so predictable. D-line not playing very well. Not doing fucking shit, actually. CD fumbling and getting all mad at the fucking lineman. It's like, dude, everything just went to shit. And then the Ravens almost shot the game away. Like, it wasn't impressing me. Oh, look, the Cowboys are turning it on. It's like, no, it's garbage time. And they don't look like a real team right now. It would be sick if they fired the coach. Never going to happen. And another year. Yeah. Another day, another dollar.
So I don't think it's Big Mike's fault, actually, at this point. That
he
defense.
Did use his timeouts well at the end, I will say.
Yeah. Ravens, again, with Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson, for some reason, they keep giving away these leads. It's very strange. They've done that ever since Lamar's been there, and it's like very, very odd. You could tell Lamar was upset with it at the end of the game, even though they won. He was like, man, we just got to put the fire out of these guys. Like, why are we keeping them around? He clearly was not amused with the lackluster fourth quarter there. He did make two big plays to put it away with the throw and the third down throw and then the rush, which he was unreal that day. Micah Parsons didn't like what he said after the game, saying, guys trying to be Superman out here. It's like, bro, you're supposed to be Superman. Everyone talks about you like you are, and you are lost in big games. And it's way worse when it's Lamar Jackson. He's doing read options, and every single time he does it, Micah is crashing down on the running back, and Lamar's running outside for at least 12. It's like, bro, this is your responsibility.
Yeah, but I guess that's what happens when you can't fucking stop the run, You're like, I'm not letting this running back get anything. And then Lamar Jackson torches you.
In big games, Micah is just nowhere. So it's really bad, and it's getting predictable at this point. Dallas, their defense is horrific, allowing 13 yards per pass. That's insane. 230 on the ground. They're averaging 230 on the ground per game. So their defense is just horrible right now.
So this is what I'm thinking. I'm doing a very big flip-flop here. And I went from trusting Mike Zimmer to thinking, wait a minute. What if Mike Zimmer's defense is just outdated?
It's tough to say so far. It does seem like he's
the way offense to run with all the motion, he's just getting picked apart. And I feel like his last couple years in Minnesota weren't particularly good defensively either. And everybody was like, oh, their defense is getting old, but it's pretty much the same. But it's not like obviously the same defense now, but there's some pieces still.
Yeah, they do have weapons now. They don't have Gilmore there anymore at corner, but they got Diggs back, and they have Micah.
I forgot Gilmore was on the Vikings.
Yeah. And look how great that defense is, by the way.
Was he?
No, he's on them now.
Oh, yeah.
But they have enough talent where they shouldn't be this bad, but they look mismanaged. I mean, the Saints absolutely killed them. That was an embarrassment. And but the thing is, the Ravens came in and just ran all over these guys, and at this point, just run. So it's bad. What are you looking up right now?
I'm just looking at Stephon Gilmore real quick.
He was with Dallas, and now he's with the Vikings. What do you?
Yeah, no, I know that. I can't believe they let him go to the Vikings. Anyway.
Yeah, they didn't want to pay him because he's an older guy, but he's just a good player. Like, I don't know why teams keep letting him go.
Yeah.
But he's really smart. I saw something hilarious, though. Dallas's defense. They have 1 interception, 1 sack, 2 tackles for a loss, 0 forced fumbles, okay? 30-year-old Dennis Gardeck plays for the Arizona Cardinals. He's played there his whole career. He's not a household name. He's outplaying Dallas's entire defense. He has an interception. He has 3 sacks. He has 5 tackles for loss. That's
incredible.
It's insane. It's comical. And he's just some guy. It's like, He's 30. So this is embarrassing. Dallas, not impressed at all, but can't say I didn't see this coming because I did say I think they're taking a huge step back this year, not making the playoffs. So far, I feel great about it.
You're looking correct.
I'm not super impressed with the division by any means, but it does seem like they're passing Dallas by. Now it's only been 1 week. Maybe after this week, they'll just go right back. We'll see. But
yeah, it's possible they go back to beating shit teams again.
Yeah, we'll see. The Eagles and Washington are 1 game ahead. Okay, it's early. It's still obviously not out of reach, but not looking good. Speaking of the Eagles, survived in New Orleans, 15-12. You can go first here, Joel.
No business winning this game. I mean, their defense played well, actually, and I was very confused at the Saints' lack of offense there. Obviously, I picked the over in that game as that. That's just how it works. Lucky win? I don't know. Maybe it's going to propel them forward, but I'm not impressed by the Eagles. Saquon's like their only good player. Devontae Smith, I don't know how long he's out, but that had to be like a serious concussion, maybe. I'm assuming he's out last week. I don't know.
I'm worried about him too. I'm not sure if he's coming back. I think A.J. Brown might be coming back, though. So if you lose Devontae, then A.J. maybe can come back.
So Jalen Hurts is turning the ball over like a machine.
Yes.
Bad news bears for him.
Yes. Now, I do think that pick was on Devontae Smith in the end zone there. He didn't flatten out in front of Tyrann Mathieu. You have to. I've seen Greg Jennings talk about it. He said it was 100% on Devontae Smith. And he said as a receiver, he's done that before. You have to cut off that safety off. The quarterback is trusting you to cut him off. So apparently that's on Devontae Smith. I don't know, but I agree. But yeah, Hurts, these turnovers do have to stop. Saquon making a huge difference for them, definitely. Pickup of the offseason, it seems like, so far out of anyone in the NFL. Goddard went for 170, so that's super encouraging.
Crazy.
Yeah, unreal. What's not encouraging is Nick Sirianni keeps making indefensible mistakes. Like, I get everyone loves to go for it on 4th down now, but sometimes you need to be smart. Rams were going for it on 4th down in the first week against the Lions, which was mostly a defensive game. I was screaming to kick it. That game goes to OT, and they lose in OT. Man, if you kick those couple field goals, you could have won that game. We've seen the Lions go for it multiple times under Dan Campbell. It's cost them. You know who kicks it? The Chiefs. They're like, to hell with analytics. This is a defensive game. We trust our defense. We're taking these field goals. We're taking these points. And they're 3-0 playing, not even playing well. When it's a defensive game, kick. With 14 seconds left in the first half, the Eagles are marching, and it's like, but they don't have enough time. It's 4th down. Just kick it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you get the 4th down anyway, you're still just going to kick it. So there was no reason to go for it, and they didn't get it. And it's like, man, what are you doing? Sirianni, he's lost when in these critical situations, and they are blessed to overcome them in this one, winning by 3 points because, wow, Saquon bailed them out, definitely. Breaking off that 60-yard run, whatever that was. Not impressive. The only, really impressive thing other than Saquon Goddard was the defense played really well against New Orleans, whose offense was flying really high. So Eagles definitely, Sirianni, get someone else to make these decisions. You're bad at them.
Very bad.
Horrible. It's got to stop.
He would be squarely on the hot seat if they had lost that game.
That's the worst decision I've seen by a coach so far this season, definitely. Just indefensible. Okay. Rams, who I thought were in serious trouble, somehow coming back down 2 touchdowns to the Niners, who win 27-24. This is a double win for me because obviously I picked the Niners to, take a step back and the Rams to take their spot, and I have the Rams going really far. Purdy, I will say, played really well without Kittle and Debo, but what McVay and Stafford did was special to me. Riddled with injuries everywhere. They switched to a heavy run offense, feed Kyron, and they just let Stafford read the defense, make the critical decisions. He's audibling like Tom Brady, dicing them up. I know he didn't have over 300 yards, but he threw for 224, good enough, 221, something like that. Clutch win to save the season.
It pays to have a Super Bowl winning quarterback, a guy who's done it for so long. He's such a good quarterback. Injuries killed him. Detroit killed them. They're really good. Sean McVay is a very good head coach. And 2 weeks in a row, the Niners have been, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know, they should be winning games. They should be winning the division. That's a whole other story. You know, it's
Some people say
it's pretty impressive to see what the Rams were able to do with such an injured core.
they
You know,
completely
you lose
changed
your
their offense.
two amazing wide receivers, and you just win.
Yeah.
You beat and a division rival.
This year is like the resurgence of the running back. You know, that's what this year is. Which one is really bad for my fantasy team because I went full wide receivers on it. But two is shocking because there was nothing. No one wants to pay running backs anymore, and suddenly you're seeing every running back going absolutely insane. But the Rams are still like a throwing football team, you know. And this game, they just completely switched to 12 personnel, heavy set, run the football, and wow, to do that on the fly, crazy to me, crazy. And that's great coaching.
Yep, I agree.
Bengals versus Washington. This one hurts us both for different reasons. Washington wins 38-33.
They might be just bad.
Here's the thing. I had Joe Burrow as my MVP. That's out the window to me. Done. I'm willing to say that after 3 weeks and down 0-3. I'm walking away from that. I'm not walking away from the Bengals making the playoffs or even winning the division just yet, but they're on life support, definitely. They are in serious trouble. So they revive Chase, and Burrow looks fantastic, but the defense gets absolutely shredded by Jaden Daniels, who looks like the rookie of the year right now.
Oh my God, he was so good.
That throw to McLaurin was the play of the year to me so far. That was unbelievable. Third down, basically to ice it, he gets blown up. Throws a bomb.
The juke he pulled on 4th down 2, where he put his hand in the ground, just like fucking went the other way. And then the slide.
Incredible.
He looks legit. I have to give him his respect because I wasn't really sure before, but he looks quite legit. And he finally just threw it up to Terry. Fucking Terry's so good. He's so good.
We've been saying it. Just throw it up. Terry's going to go get it.
He's so good.
He's amazing. And he showed it. He was like, yes, finally you threw it to me. And he torched the Bengals. Torched them.
I either want the Cowboys to like win the division or come in last because something's got to change if you're doing. I don't know.
They're not going to come in last.
They're definitely not going to come in last. The Giants are too shit. And they're going to beat bad teams, the Cowboys, and people are going to be like, "Oh, they might be good," but they're not. Come back to this video. They're never going to be that good this year. Not real. They're bad.
Okay, I completely agree. I'm not out on the Bengals because of the upcoming schedule, but I'm not confident. Because at this point, they could lose to anyone.
Yeah, they don't look legit, man. But at the same time, like they could turn it on.
Burrow was amazing. Don't get me wrong, but that defense. One thing I underestimated about this team is I forgot how cheap this organization is. Like Carson Palmer, who was a #1 draft pick, wanted to leave and did leave. He was like, "These guys aren't serious." You don't see that as from a quarterback doing that. He was like, "Get me out of this place." He's like, "We don't even have a practice facility." He's like, "This is not a serious organization. We're not trying to win. Get me out." And they have a cheap owner there. They don't pay anyone. They should have paid Chase a year ago. Then you could have paid more guys on defense. They're basically only paying Burrow and Trey Hendrickson. Trey Hendrickson, who still wanted out, which is weird. Not going to pay T. Higgins, okay. They let Jesse Bates walk years ago. He's great. DJ Reader walk. He's with the Lions now. Their defense is a barren wasteland. So, yeah, they come up with a good plan against Pat Mahomes, but everyone else, Ramondre runs all over them. Jaden Daniels cooks their books. Like
they just look puzzled out there, man. They don't look like they're in the game at all.
I'm definitely worried.
I'd be worried. You put a lot of fucking shit in the Bengals this year.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, I had them in still high in my tier list last week. They'll be fine. Not sure about that.
I don't know, man. They cost me my goddamn survivor pick.
Yes. Join us all in squalor.